Welcome to Fearless and Focused. I'm Brooke.
And I'm Casey.
And we're here to share bold stories, real talk,
and strategies to help you push past fear and level up.
Let's get fearless and focused.
I'm going to start with just a challenge, like being an entrepreneur. And some of you know my story. And in the first episode, we kind of talked about how I got into this business through a family tragedy. But, I knew I'm one of those people that has relentless determination. And when I get my mind fixated on something, I'm going to do it. It doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to ball up in a corner and cry and feel like a failure. And I had many, many, many of those days when I first started out, because when I got into insurance, I barely had any money, number one. I had zero experience owning a business. I had zero experience managing people, no insurance experience, took the test while I was applying to open an agency. And it was really lonely and it was really challenging because I didn't come from that world. I just knew that I wanted to help people. And because I had a passion in this, because my stepfather had passed away and there was no life insurance. And I was like, I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen to someone else. I could be that person. But I didn't know what I was doing. And so I was alone on an island and I didn't know anyone from the insurance world. So I was like, who do I go to? Who do I talk to? And so I just was, there's only so much that you can pump yourself up, right? I'm my biggest cheerleader and that's great, but I needed to find some people to help me. And the person I thought could help me or that would be a mentor to me basically told me that I was going to fail and then I could come work for him. And that's a whole nother story there. So I was like, okay, well that didn't work. So I was like, I've got to figure it out. I'm going to start joining just groups, networking groups, put myself in rooms with like-minded people and find a connection. Because maybe it's not insurance, but, sales is sales, right? And what's working and this business can also resonate with other businesses. So one of the things I did was, just find my tribe by going to network and found a mentor. And I think that is so important. Because those early days and not having anyone and you're on an island on your own, it doesn't have to be that way. But that was one of the biggest things for me that I had to overcome.
Yeah, I can relate with that too. How do you think, for you, how did you get brave enough to be, because oftentimes it's okay, we have no experience, lack of money, we're not feeling the most confident about ourselves jumping in to something new. So how did you build some confidence to go start being in those rooms?
Yeah. Honestly, it was through fear. I mean, I didn't have a choice. The little money that I did have, I put it all, mine and my husband, we put it all into this business. And then also I ended up being pregnant after 4 years of trying fertility, 6 months into it. So there was no failure. There was only one path. And so every time I'd sit in my car, I'm you can do this. And I just walk in and I would just, hello, I'm Brooke, and introduce myself and really made it about them, not me. Because I'm a very curious person by nature. And I wanted to know about them to see if we have a connection. And then, and that's how I kind of met people. And then once you know someone, one other person in the room, then there's two, then there's three. And then it just kind of, monopolizes. And now what's crazy is I can go to a conference and it takes me 10 minutes. I was trying to visit you at Texas Leaders Forum and I was like, I'll be there in a minute. And I was getting stopped every 10 minutes by someone that I knew. I have friends all over the United States. And it's so amazing because when you show up and you go up there and you be curious and unafraid to just ask questions, because what you'll find is a lot of people are just like you and they're trying to be brave and put their self out there too. And now I have a ton of friends, and it's great. And still, places I go, I put myself in rooms that, I don't know anyone and it's scary, but again, it just takes that one person to smile at you or, give you that, positivity and you're like, okay, it's going to be all right.
Thanks for tuning in to Fearless and Focused. Remember, success is not about being perfect. It's about showing up, staying bold, and taking action.
If you love this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration.
Keep chasing your dreams, staying fearless, and keeping your focus strong.
Until the next time, stay
Fearless and focused.